my worst experience ever. I literally cried in front of him on my second date. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Roberta Lazarus, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe now because I'll haunt you tonight if you don't. And yeah, so what are we gonna talk about today? Something very important and interesting. It is a real life incident that actually took place in my life, and I've actually learned a good lesson. And I'm just gonna share to you guys just so you all know that such things do take place during dates, and what are we supposed to do, whether date is worth it or not, and so on. And by the way, the date I went through is through the app called Bumble. Okay, so Bumble is like my favorite dating app compared to any other apps. I'm really sorry, it's quite shaky because I do not have a stand here. I'm in a mobility program. I'm away from Malaysia. I'm in Japan right now. So I did not bring the proper equipment, but I hope you guys enjoy and just listen to what I'm going to say, okay? Alright, so Bumble is like my favorite dating app compared to other dating app like Tinder. And I can't recall what other apps I actually installed. This was like way back then. But every time when I install those like petty dating apps, it's like those Bangladeshian, I don't know, it's just those foreigners, appearing on those apps. So that's just not meant for us. Bumble is great because like women, we have to start the move, so it's kind of like safe space. When you think you want to start a chat with someone, you start chatting, and only when you get matched right with that person. And also I can like filter them up because like my criteria are like, example, if I want a Christian guy, so whoever Christian I swipe, if that matches, then I can start a conversation. That's quite easy. So the filtration system is certainly one of my favorites here. And yeah, so let's get into the story, shall we? Alright, I'm not here to increase your anxiety. I'll come straight to the point. So now let's give an unknown name to this Mr. Okay, let's name him Mr. Y. So Mr. Y is really handsome. He's tall. Tall is my weakness, and that's why I swiped on the right side. Okay, so once we got matched, I remember I could recall that I actually saw his profile last time in my previous Bumble account, because my problem is that I install Bumble, I uninstall. After some time when I'm bored, I install, I uninstall. I install, I uninstall. It goes all the time like that. And for the first 2 years, I think I was not even meeting anyone, just until the last, I think just this year I started like meeting people in real, just because my friend said that give it a go, girl. So I'm like, okay, let me just try, but make sure I meet them in a public space where it's safe for me. So I actually met this guy. I was really excited to meet him because, I mean, no, was I excited? Not really, actually, because I don't get excited meeting Homo sapiens much. Yeah, introvert, right? So but then I was just thinking, okay, how will he look? But I know he's like super tall. But the part that I was like thinking, okay, I should see him, is when he said that he's like a rider and stuff like that, like in a full suit, the helmet and stuff. So I was like, oh wow, he's a rider, okay. Then he came to my campus. So I was actually so stupid to give my campus address, but I did not give like the exact address which where I'm studying. But yeah, it was just like a common place. My campus is a huge space, okay. So yeah, we met at this one point, and then we were just like sitting at the lobby of the faculty, and we were just chatting and chatting, and it was raining then. So I had to like tell him to get into my car, and then we went to like just a cafe in my campus too, which is called He and She Coffee Cafe kind of thing. They have all coffee, chocolate drinks, muffin, and so on. So yeah, we were there, and he just like bought me a chocolate drink. We were drinking and talking. So I was like, we were just sitting at the side, like, so I was sitting here and he was just sitting beside me, and he was like directed towards me. Like I was sitting here facing the window, facing the scenery outside, and he was like facing me. So I was like, okay, so we're just talking, talking. And when I meet new people, I just, it's not excitement, but it's just natural for me to smile because I don't smile much. People say I look so snobbish, but I was like, whatever. So this is something natural. So when I meet people, I have to like, this facial expression, my hate. People are being noisy. Okay, so my hate moves and stuff. And then he was just talking and talking, and the look he was giving me was actually nice. It was like him admiring me. He was just like, it was just that little smile looking at me, and his eyes was just into me. So I was just like looking at me, and then at one point he was just like, can I tell you something? Won't you like just keep it like this and talk? Like your head is moving so much. And I was like, okay bro, okay, okay. And so yeah, it was like a sweet date. The first one was just talking, and he was talking about his family, and I was just talking about my family, but I don't reveal much about family things because that is something personal to me. I was just saying about like how many siblings I have and what am I studying and stuff like that, just the basic stuff. We shouldn't reveal too much to strangers, right? So a tip during date. And so that is all after like a long chat. I think that was just like for 2 hours, I think, or lesser than that actually, because I don't like meeting someone for a very long time. I get bored, I don't know what else to chat. So I was just like, okay, so let's make a move. And then I just dropped him off at the lobby. And then yeah, Mr. White certainly is super tall. I think it's about 190, 180 or something. I'm like, oh wow. And yeah, he went back after that, and I drove back home. So then we planned for second meeting, but then during like while that before our second meeting itself, he was like trying to call me out, like on sudden date. Like he wants to go on this long drive with songs. He likes blasting songs and wants to go on a long drive. That's his kind of wish. So he was like, let's go to Genting one day. I'm like, bro, I don't even know you and you want to bring me like somewhere 2 hours away. What if like you rape me or just set a gang or something like that? I don't believe. So I'm like, no, 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 I'm busy and stuff. And I was actually involved in another conference for a week. I was staying away. And I was like, let me come and fetch you. And I'm like, no. Like, we're not going for a long drive. I'm not going somewhere very far away with a stranger. No. So I'm like, okay. So then we planned for a second meet. And I was like, you come to my campus first, because he actually promised like he will bring me to an area around Bangsar just to like have a good meal or dinner. But then like he came for the second meet, and this time he really pissed me off because he came like super late. He told that he's coming with in his bike, and then after it started raining, and he's like, oh so sorry, I need to go back to my house, take my car and come. And I'm like, okay. So I was just like doing some reading at the lobby, and then he came after like 1 hour 30 minutes or so, and I was like, I'm so sorry, like did I make you wait? Okay, let me buy you food. And I'm like, okay. I thought he was gonna bring me to some good place, some western restaurant or whatever. And guess where he brought me? Before that, he was just asking me, like, he's just driving like a Myvi. Okay, he drives a Myvi, and I'm not gonna judge him by just driving Myvi or whatever, but okay. So then I went into his car because I know it's just gonna be somewhere near. So I was like, okay, I was just praying, I hope nothing bad happens. And he was just like, where do you want to go? And I'm like, anywhere that's like vegetarian or vegan cafe or whatever. And bro just blasted off in the car. Like he was like, oh my god, do you know that vegans are idiots? They are just like, they don't know what are they talking about, and it's all about business. vegans are all being brainwashed, and that is just to make sure the vegan market grows, and what will happen to the meat industry later on. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, that literally kind of mean that I am an idiot and I'm just being brainwashed and I'm just talking nonsense. That's the kind of thing he was portraying, but indirectly. And at one point, I just couldn't take it. I just told him, like, so are you saying that I'm an idiot? Send me back to my campus. I'm not going out with you. Send me back to my campus. And he was like, no, 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 I did not mean like that. It's not you, but generally, this is what is happening in the world. Like, y'all are not letting us to eat the meat peacefully. You know, it's like, it's so bad being a Christian and you mock someone else's food. And I'm like, he was talking so much, and his voice was, he was kind of raising his voice, and I was like alone in the car. I mean, I never liked a man raising his voice at me. Like, you are nobody. I'm doing my master's degree and you are not there with me. He's not doing that. Just because you're working, you're not my level. So don't you dare raising your voice at me. And be a man, be a gentleman. Never raise your voice at a woman. So when he started raising his voice, I was just, I'm a sensitive person, and the moment he started talking about veganism and everything, he was mocking vegans. You know, I'm practicing veganism. Actually, I don't support cruelty. Okay, so when he was mocking vegans, all I thought was a slaughterhouse. I was just thinking at that very moment, those animals crying in a slaughterhouse asking for help, and this idiot is talking nonsense. And I started crying. Like, I started crying literally in the car. And I was like, if you think I'm idiot, send me back, I said. And I was crying. And he was like, oh my god, did I make you cry? Why are you so sensitive? Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And he was like laughing, like he was laughing and was like, oh my god, did I make you cry? Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Don't do this, don't do this. I'm like, wow, such a boy. That's the worst day ever. I thought like I could just slap him, but no. That is why Indians are always out of my list. He's an Indian guy, but maybe there are some gentlemen, but I've not dated any Indian in my life because they're just not my taste. I just swiped at him because he was tall and I thought we could get along, and he looks innocent, but he apparently has 3 exes, and I don't know, boys, right? So I just know that we can't get along at all. So he ended up bringing me to an Indian restaurant, Sri Pandi, where they serve the thosai chapati. Like, bro, I can eat that 2 ringgit thosai. I can eat that with my own money on a daily basis. Like, seriously, is that like a real date? Such a cheapskate. So then we ended up there, and then he ordered this cow fresh milk, and he was also laughing when he ordered. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm just gonna order cow's milk. And I'm like, I just ordered a lime juice, and then after that he was telling the waiter, hey bro, she thinks that what I'm ordering is something sinful, so yeah. And then the waiter, then a different waiter came back and asked, do you want chicken and fish and all this curry? And then he looked at the waiter and he looked at me, he smiled, and he looked back at the waiter and said, oh no, that is all very sinful to her. It seems eating fish chicken is all very sinful. You and I are big sinners in the world, bro. He was saying that. And I was like, is this for real? Is this for real? I mean, I was thinking that deep, but I'm just not gonna waste my energy talking to him anymore, because vegans are not meant to speak to stupid people who don't understand us. What is he saying is all about business perspective, business perspective. Am I talking about business perspective? No, that is not important to me. What's important to me is animals' life. You don't have the rights to take away their lives without their permission. Okay, animals have got father, mother. What if I kill your mother, and then for my appetite, just because it's healthy, it's rich in protein, and I eat it? How would you feel? It's the same with animals. And don't compare it with plants. Plants are non-sentient beings. That means they don't have the nervous system. Studies have shown that they feel the pain or something. But would they cry? Do they have father, a mother, all this relationship, the same emotion as humans? Do they have the same pain of detachment? And also, what do we do with plant? We cut them, they grow back. They're not dead, bro. They're not dead. And what about fruits? We pluck them. We didn't just take them by the roots. So plants grow back, propagation, that's what happens. But unlike animals, their life just ends just to be in your stomach. So that's what I was trying to tell him, and he was trying to. After that, he came back to camp. We went back to campus after that, and he was trying to just sit down. I mean, I was trying to leave by then, but he was like, "Oh, don't tell me you're gonna leave now." So we're just in the car, and his engine was on, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is causing pollution," and I couldn't take it because I'm an environmentalist. So like, why can't we just stand outside and talk? But no. So I was just trying to tolerate that point. So I was just sitting, and he was trying to be nice, and he was starting to talk like, right, what I meant. I was just talking business perspective and all that. So I was just telling what I thought at that point to him. And he was like, yeah, yeah, I understand, but you have to. You think you have masters and you're all very educated, but what you all do is normally just read the first page and not until the last page. And I was just thinking to myself, if he's reading all the last page, why don't he have a PhD? Like, why are people talking nonsense to me? And then he started talking about other things like, you see, even the electric car is all like greenwashing. And I'm like, yeah, I know. He thinks I don't know about it. What he's trying to say is electric car is this and that. And I'm like, yes, I know, bro. Electric car produces the same amount of carbon dioxide as conventional vehicle. Why? Is because we are charging it, and the electricity comes from the combustion of fossil fuels. I mean, the carbon footprint of an electric car is the same as a conventional vehicle. I know, bro, I know. So it's all greenwashing, and that's why I'm fed up, and I don't like meeting Homo sapiens and all this drama. So I was like, dot. And he was like, okay, for the next date, I'm gonna kidnap you, and we're going for a long drive. And I'm like, no way, next date. And then after that, I was like, I blocked him in Instagram because I don't want him to like stalk me whether I'm in campus or whatever, because he knows my location. So I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I ever did. I'm sorry for my word, but yeah. So that's a lesson I actually learned, and you guys should also know that it's always better to meet in a public spot and never give your exact location. So try to give somewhere far away from your space. Just put in the effort to like take public transport or drive to that place and meet this person and go back to your place safely. Never get a lift unless you know them like a few times or something like that. So I've actually blocked him, and WhatsApp also I've blocked him. So no contact, no contact, and he knows I'm actually angry at him. So just a few days after the incident, he actually sent me a picture of a person's funeral. I thought it was like his family member, and I said condolences, and he said, no, I thought you know this person. And I'm like, no, I don't know. So after that is the one I've actually blocked. So he knows, and yeah. Should I wish him luck for his next dates? No, I don't. So such people who don't respect vegans, I really have low respect for you too. So that is all. That's like the worst date ever in my life, but I've also had some other wonderful experiences meeting other people of different. I hope you guys have learned something great from my video, and it is actually a great lesson to all of us women. And what I've actually learned is now I'm actually contradicting from this experience whether I should focus on a Christian guy or whether I should focus on a vegan guy, because I think it's quite hard to get a vegan Christian at the same time, unless if I'm in Australia or something, surely I can get. But here in Malaysia, it's quite hard. Most people who are vegan are mostly like the Hindu. They're actually evolving, so I'm grateful for that. I mean, religion shouldn't matter to me, but I just promised myself that people who loves Jesus Christ is whom I would want to date. So diet is another major issue to me, because looking at this kind of thing, I'm never gonna tolerate meat eaters in my life. So I think vegan guy is the best for me. But whether would I get a Christian vegan guy? That's a question mark, and I don't think I'm currently chasing for anyone right now. I'm just gonna focus on my studies, my career, and let's in the future, let's go with the flow. I think God has a plan for me, so I'll just sit, relax, and follow his plan. So thank you guys for watching, and do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm gonna post more videos. You guys can comment what other videos you all want, maybe my great experiences with Bumble or whatever like that. I do have some sweet stories for you guys in store, so yeah, I'll share that soon too. So whatever you guys want to ask, just comment in the section below. Have a great day, take care, and bye. See you guys soon.